Rouzbeh, thank you for joining me today. We've all been dealing with COVID for close to 6 months now. And when I think about how much of the world is able to stay connected, I'm struck again and again by the power of broadband. We're here today, virtually, taping a virtual segment for a virtual conference. And I think that now is a perfect time to reflect upon the power of broadband. Rouzbeh, I call you the father of the cable modem. Now, I know there were a lot of people involved in the work and the inception of it, but I call you the father of the cable modem. So talk to me about your dreams and your goals when you were beginning this work on the modem.
Thank you, Jana, and giving me an opportunity to share the history of the broadband with you and the cable centers and the rest of the team. You know, in early 80s, when we dreamed about connecting, this all came from the two simple concepts. On one side, we saw that buildings are getting connected to have people going to a place called workplace, and they can work. So that's how the local area networking took earlier stage of this life and being connected. And then on the other side, we had our good old cable providing beautiful videos and a TV programming to the people's home. The idea for someone like me who came from Middle East, where oil-based industry was running the entire world, was simply, why can we not have the power of the building connectivity and the beauty of the cable, which connect the entire city, comes together and be able to provide that the same level of connectivity which corporate America was making within the building. We can build within a city, within a state, within a country, and ultimately globally. So that was really the simple idea, in the sense that we came up with the vision that let's connect everyone together from their home just as they are connected from their office. And of course, I have to tell you, everybody was laughing at us at the time, indicating if that was really the reason, people will be connected already. So who wants to be connected from their home, and who wants to work from their home? That was in the mid-80s, and we just keep peeling on the onion, peel the onion in the sense of taking the barriers away. As you know, the original technology we built was half a size of refrigerator and cost $20,000. And today's cable modems fit in the palm of your hands and are less than $30 US. And guess what? We got half the population of the world connected already since 1987 when we built the first modem. So in reality, we were just trying, very simplistically, there was a problem. The problem was, can you put data over a cable? And nobody was a believer on that, and we just wanted to solve that problem. And guess what? Today, you're enjoying the benefit of the connectivity in the environments where pandemics has forced everyone to stay home and everyone to be equipped with the same capabilities as a corporation. And here's come cable industry, here comes broadband, here comes the full connectivity, and we actually virtually running around the globe with everybody connected.
Yeah, it's a magnificent dream. And do you think differently about that now?
Not really. The only difference is left, which I hope to get done before my days are over, is to connect the remainder of the 30 million people in America who are not connected, and also provide a lower cost, affordable version of this for the rest of the world, specifically third world countries who cannot afford the technology. Really ubiquitous connectivity and having everybody on a broadband, to me, is just like the air we breathe and water we drink, which is available globally. I think connected world is just about the same stage in the human mankind assets to have. And I'm really looking forward for finishing the rest of the dream and have all the people in the world connected.
It's great. That's great and a noble goal. And you have a Cable Center oral history, which I would recommend everyone to tune in. It's on our website. But in your oral history, you stated that the cable modem was a gift to the world. What does that mean?
My background comes from being gifted with having an opportunity in this country to get my higher educations and being blessed to have a number of the great professors and a number of the great leaders who I've worked for in the corporate America and learned from them. All I wanted to do, as original as apple pie is to American, make this broadband to be as original of that simple concept. Some people measure themselves by creating a company and number of the zeros they put in a bank account. Some people measure themselves by being part of the Fortune 500. Some people measuring themselves with how many mergers and acquisitions do. I wanted to measure myself only with one simple point, that can we have people connected around the globe? Can we save the environment by not burning oil to travel, especially coming from Middle East where the oil is the source of every energy? And the most important, could we really be productive and functional? In my book that Planet Broadband, that I published in early 2000, we came up with 80 plus services that broadband could empower us and enable. But everybody still was logged in only one thing, which was data connectivity. Pandemic actually has created an ambience, an environment for the people where everybody say, wow, look, I can do telemedicine. I can do educational stuff. I can do legal stuff. I can govern a town and a city. I can become to be informing the world of the events that are going on a real time and on demand. None of these services was even imaginable if it were going in a normal time frame, but pandemic actually has provided an opportunity. People put the technology to solve a problem that they're facing today. And guess what? The physical connection is there. The computing connection is there. Now it's a series of the application and services that the worldwide is being invented to use. And what a blessing for the cable industry to be in a cornerstone of this connectivity for all of us.
Indeed, indeed. Now you mentioned a lot of the benefits from the cable modem. You said in your book you had 80, there's probably 800 now. Any of those specifically you want to talk about?
Yeah, there's two that stand very tall for me. As you can see, last year we have Australia fires. This year we have our Western beautiful country fires. So that's bothering me for a number of reasons. The toll on humanity that is taking, as well as where technology could be really a solution here. The sensors have been designed for a number of the years. We have a lot of equipments around the technologies that can help and inform the people of the wind factors and of the fire factors, of the water leaks and elevation problems, as well as the number of the elements that socially and environmentally impact us. So wouldn't it be nice to really actually have the connected world, a world that use the sensors, use this electronic and be able to inform every member of the globe with the environmental disaster that's coming at them in a real time, because we know where the location of the peoples are, we know where the danger is coming from. So this is really can be built as an intelligent, what I call, world. And part of that actually you see with autonomous driving. Everybody talks about driverless car. Everybody talks about having that. But if you take that concept to a step forward, you actually could have intelligent city. You could have intelligent states. You actually could have environmental as well as disaster recovery done much faster, more elegant, and a lower cost to the federal government, the state governments, as well as the, each individual. So I hope to see not the people only connected, but also devices connected, that we can actually inform our peoples around the globe with a natural disaster that is coming at us, or the good news of perhaps even the elections. When the election is going on, you can actually be able to have more dynamic and more quality inputs of what's going on around every part of our country. So the connected country is what I really like to see. And the tools and the equipments that our people are utilizing. We are just in the forefront of that. If today was 2050, you could imagine that all the equipment, all the devices securely could talk together, work together, and play together in harmony, just like you see, go to a symphony orchestra to see how beautiful music is. You can have all your appliances at home, all your electronics that monitors the gardens, to the yards, to the streets, to the highways, all be interconnected and working in harmony together, where our user interface is really much simpler and the people can really interact. At that time, maybe our friendly robots will also be a part of this solution to be able to provide the level of the, what I call comfort that our elderly need. You know, I have an elderly mom that I take care of, and And I can tell you, there's a lot of healthcare benefit that you can provide to elderlies with the connected world, which is really, as the people age, has become to be an important part of our signatures for humanity.
Absolutely. Absolutely. I mean, you spoke about so much there, but that rang a bell with me that I would like to have a monitor on me that shows me what my elderly mother is, how she's doing right now. And I could look at it. That would be comforting to me. Wouldn't that be great?
Yes. And also it will be safe, because my mom is much safer at the home and where she wants to be versus being in a nursing home. My mom is much safer and more comfortable at home by having the ambience and environment that she wants to be in. Wouldn't it be great to have the tools and electronic that make her comfort and yet make the children to be aware of what's going on and in the sense of any danger that might possibly face them or not, and prevent it before it happens? Prevention is really the key. And I think it's exactly as you said, those elements can all be done and all be available. And with our community and our people aging faster and living longer, these level of the comfort actually will be excellent next step of the what I call broadband evolution, which, as you said, 800 plus services like this can actually be imagined. That's the time that I think we as a people should think about what are the problems and what are the innovation that can fit. And guess what? Just like the American highway that was designed and built in early 50s, the broadband highway is all theirs and empowers all the services.
So what still needs to happen to complete your vision or to keep it going by 2050?
In my humble view, we need three things. We need our federal government and state government to value the ubiquitous connectivity for all the citizens. To do so, we need to eliminate the barriers and let the connection to be done that the 30 million other Americans who are not connected be connected. Number two, we need our innovators and entrepreneurs that are working so hard on every innovation to actually look at the problem and solve and innovate for that problem versus innovating and hoping to market the technology for something that might not exist. Thirdly, we need to improve our security as well as the accessibility of this technology that makes it so intuitive for the people to use on all the services and applications that just as what we have seen, the telehealth in the last 6 months has moved 15 years forward and would have never been. While I never want to sit here and tell you pandemic has benefit, but actually pandemic did have a benefit and forced the healthcare industry and the telehealth to really go fast forward. Otherwise, we would have been 15 years behind of the tools and technology. Here in England, now they have the devices that they can measure blood pressures, the heart rate, the oxygen levels, the eye contact of the patient sitting at home remotely, all qualified with the medical doctors that believes in him to be able to have doctors to look at those elements. Your tomorrow car, driverless car, could actually, while you're sitting in your driverless car, can provide more information to your doctor before you get to your doctor's office with all the parameters that are critical importance for him or her to be able to assess the patient instead of going to the hospital or going to a doctor's office and waiting for your diagnostic data. So, and then you can go a step further on all these elements on the real true education. Remember, it used to take 30 years for a student to come to the land of opportunity, America, get educated, go to the higher education, get a job, learn, and then go back to his country and try to help the people on the other side of the world to learn that technology. We have not collapsed 30 years of the process to less than 30 seconds. The classes, the courses are available. More importantly, if you go to the factory, we like to make sure there's a job availability in the future factory. With the 3D printers, I could have a 3D printer sitting in the cable center. Your entrepreneurs who are come to your classes and learning about those elements, they actually could build a gadget, create the prototype of that, available on that 3D printer, sitting in the cable centers, and be able to send it to the customer or have it ready for the demo. These are the capabilities we have never even imagined could exist. They would cost billions to put them into place. Now, there are fractions of the hundreds of the dollars, and the broadband can really provide that. So my dream in a nutshell is to really bring the full capability and services of the clean environment, clean planet Earth, and a full manufacturing, a full job using new technologies that are available to us by 2050, that automation is not just a buzzword. Automation is our everyday work, as you and I do.
It's just amazing. And we have your original Land City modem at the Cable Center in the Breen Technical Archives. And for the benefit of the audience, I will just tell them I can't lift it. It's so huge. And yet, just the other day, I installed a new modem in our house. And they sent it to me in the mail, and I put the old one in the mail and sent it back to them. So self-service now, it's amazing. So this modem is such a gift to the people. So think back when you were working on this with your team. Did you have any idea of these life-changing impacts all that long time ago?
We really didn't. And as you mentioned, and I really appreciate Jana, the way you bring the value of our team. It was just a cable modem that we built. We actually built an ecosystem of how you provide a global standard that everybody in the globe can contribute. We had visiting engineers from all the 5 continents coming to the cable labs. We had the engineers working without any being selfish and without having any barriers in their mind, resolving the problem. So we created a process in which how would you be able to qualify and certify a product that will have global standard and speed of light? The second thing we really created during this process was trusting each other and allowing our technology works with each other in a combination of the mode that we can build the best product available for all. Granted, the original cable modem technology came from the company that we had, but we were wide open to be able to integrate other better ideas into that one. But the most important, we never knew it's going to be a global impact, but we knew that if you have people connected, if you have people connected in the form factors that the ambiguity and the complexity and all the technology behind is really eliminated, then this will have a profound impact. You mentioned how easy you install your modem. I have to tell you, the first cable modem we installed back in 1987, it used to take 3 days, and we could only install 1 modem in 3 days. And we had to first, of course, find a strong person to carry the 180-pound
yes.
cable modem.
Dang heavy.
Absolutely. And so the universities, the schools, and factories were one of our customers and only customer at that time. And the price on the cable modem was $20,000, give or take. So what we had to do, we had to really allow that technology not just to be shrink in the size, but become to be in a form factor that human can interact with it and install it. You call it a self-service, which is a great value of the cable industry to bring that into our consumers. And what a blessing that is, because now you can instantly be able to have people empowered, connected, and move on. And that reduces the cost to the consumer, reduce the cost to operators, and expand the number of the user. So the global phenomena was really by ease of the use, lower cost technology, and something that was plug and play versus plug and pray, which is what we had back in 1980.
Plug and pray. Okay.
Yes.
That's good. That's good. You know, Rouzbeh, I know you, and I know that you're a very compassionate person, and you really care about the world and its people. So as we come to a close here, what advice do you have for people who right now might be working on something with the potential, as your cable modem did, for sweeping change?
Now, I'd like to encourage everyone who has capability to innovate, everybody who has a capability to solve a problem, and everybody who has a capability to work with the team of the interdisciplinary people around the globe to really consider one key element. Planet Earth is the only place we know that human life exists as the form factor that we have seen. There's a number of the problems facing us. I would encourage everybody to focus on those problems and apply their technology and innovations and the brain power to solve that specific problem as they see. And once you focus there, God knows, you perhaps have a global innovation that will take off and go on. Secondly, don't measure yourself with the dollars and the corporate size and a number of the zeros in the bank account. Try to measure yourself with what impact would that have to make the next human being more productive, more effective, and more useful to the society. It's my personal belief that this is how I started the Cable Modems and Company of Lane City. It was not the idea of let's go solve the big global problem. I just want to solve a simple problem. Can data work over cable? As simple as that, you know, and that led itself to where you see. So my motivation and for the student universities and for all the new generation is focus on a problem that you know is real and go solve that problem. And I'm hoping that will really empower a lot of new innovation and new job, but more importantly, opportunity and a better opportunity to go and create environments that the humanity can have quality of life. Think about it. You are sitting at your home and you're enjoying that ambience. You're sitting at your home, you're more powerful than you're sitting in your office, and you have access to your family. At the same time, your productivity is gone through the roof by doing that. So wouldn't it be nice to continue that dream and keep building on it? And I believe if we all focus on that type of energy and that type of execution, we will see a new era. In 2050, you could see a town and a city that operates on its own. It operates without a quote unquote a daily monitoring of any kind, that electronic and equipments and the toys and the robots, as well as all those creating really a nice, clean environments and energy efficient that is a blessing to imagine and blessing to see. That is all was empowered by one single word: connected broadband. Broadband is really the root cause of all those connectivity. And I think you at your position and our cable industry and all the team that you mentioned that have worked will be very proud to know that just the 1950s highway that we built, the broadband highway, is ready to take off, and sky's the limit.
Well said, well said. Rouzbeh, thank you so much for being part of my fireside chats. And I will say, ladies and gentlemen in the audience, that is not a virtual background. You win the prize, Rouzbeh, for the best background that I've seen. It's beautiful, beautiful and impressive, as you are. So thank you so much for being part of this.
Thank you so much, Jana. I really appreciate it. I want to thank Cable Centers deeply because you have created a really phenomenon in the Cable Center where the messages now can be distributed as genuine, as pure as it is. And the credit goes to you and your leadership for providing that opportunity for my colleagues and then new entrepreneurs and perhaps students in the schools who are looking forward to solve the next problem. So I thank you for that. I thank Cable Centers, and I'm really happy and proud to see the cable industry being the backbone of the broadband connectivity for all of us. Thank you so much.
Thank you.